Where's north from here?
Alreet Trainers, I'm some northerly guy, and in today's video I'll be looking at 5 of the most useful abilities in Pokemon. There are many different types of abilities out there, and naturally some of them are better than others depending on the situation. Choosing just 5 abilities for this video was something I couldn't do alone, so please welcome to the channel for the first time, Cacophonous Corphish.
Hey everyone, Cacophonous Corphish here. Thanks for having me on the channel, North.
Pleasure to have you here, buddy. Now guys, there is a second part to this collab over on Corphish's channel where we look at 5 of the most useless abilities in Pokemon, so make sure you head on over and check out that video after this one. Now please remember, we're not saying the abilities mentioned in this video are perfect, we are just saying that in our opinion, these are some of the most useful abilities that we've come across. Also, before the list, we've got a few honourable mentions that just didn't make the cut. Pickup. Pickup is only really useful in the overworld as it lets you pick up rare items while you're running around the map. It's got no effect in battle, but hey, it's pretty useful.
Magic Guard. This one grants immunity to all damage not caused by regular attacks. This protects from many common things, like status ailments, weather conditions, entry hazards, and more.
Speed Boost. Although speed is arguably the most important stat in a Pokemon battle, Pokemon that have Speed Boost are usually pretty frail, so they're going to be switching out a lot, and therefore losing that boosted speed.
Wonder Guard. This one grants immunity to moves that aren't super effective. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You're probably wondering why it didn't make the list, and that's because only one sucky Pokemon can have it.
Now, without further delay, let's get started. Number 5. Drizzle, Snow Warning, Drought, and Sandstream. Okay, yes, this is 4 abilities in one entry, but they all pretty much do the same thing. When entering a battle, a Pokemon with one of these abilities creates a weather effect that lasts for 5 turns. It used to be the entire battle, but that got nerfed in Gen 6, and probably for the better. Drizzle causes it to rain, Drought creates harsh sunlight, Snow Warning makes it hail, and Sandstream whips up a sandstorm. These weather abilities can be hugely beneficial to the Pokemon that have them. For example, Mega Charizard Y and Ninetales both really appreciate water-type moves being weakened by the strong sunlight, and it also lets them throw out solar beams instantly without taking a turn to charge up. And in competitive battling, there are entire teams built around the very concept of these abilities and weather effects. They're definitely niche, but definitely useful.
Number 4. Contrary. This ability inverts the effects of stat changes. In other words, if something happens that would normally raise one of the Pokemon stats, it'll be lowered instead, and vice versa. This is really handy for opponents who like to lower stats. However, there's a much better use, using attack moves that lower the user's stats. A lot of these moves are really powerful, and with Contrary, they can both hit hard and raise the user's stats. I mean, Contrary Superior and Leaf Storm? Contrary Malamar and Superpower? Hell yes! Nothing beats compounding power. So yeah, Contrary has very practical use, and that's why we give it 4th place. You can disagree if you want, but au contraire, you're wrong if you do.
Number 3. Disguise. Disguise is an ability that's currently only unique to Mimikyu. It allows the adorable killing machine to survive the first direct damage it takes in any battle, which of course allows for some brilliant strategies. When used in competitive play, most people take advantage of Disguise to set up Swords Dance and then follow up with either Shadow Sneak or Play Rough on the next turn. It generally just makes Mimikyu a pain to deal with because 9 times out of 10 you can't one-shot Mimikyu. Now Pokemon with Mold Breaker, Turbo Blaze and Terra Volt can one-shot it because they just ignore the disguise, but not all Pokemon have those abilities, right? And outside of competitive battles, you can use Disguise to make some seriously clutch plays with the free turn it gives you. For instance, you could use that turn to heal or revive a Pokemon you have in the back that is clutch to winning the battle you're currently in.
Number 2. Skilllink. This ability makes multi-strike moves always hit the maximum 5 times. A lot of multi-strike moves, despite lacking perfect accuracy, have high attack power, so these moves could be really useful for raw strength. The best examples of this are Bullet Seed and Icicle Spear. They'll both have a power of 125, with perfect accuracy and no drawbacks on the user. You can't get much more use out of an ability than that. Sorry, that's all I can say. Skilllink is too useful for words. Enough so to be 2nd place on this list. But there is one more.
And pause. Okay guys, long story short, the video got corrupted while I was editing it and it got stuck on the number 1 from the little title card there. So I've had to revert back to my usual style of the background and my trainer image. So sorry for the sudden jump in style here. Please bear with me. Number 1. Magic Bounce. Corphish and I feel Magic Bounce is overall the most useful ability in Pokemon, or at least one of the most useful. This is especially so in competitive play because a big part of the competitive scene revolves around entry hazards and status conditions. With Magic Bounce, all those pesky entry hazards like Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes, or moves like Toxic and Will-O-Wisp that poison and burn, pretty much crippling some Pokemon, get sent right back at your opponent. You can even reflect the effects of moves like Torment and Taunt as well. Now if they're using one, people usually send their Magic Bouncer out on the first turn to reflect those first turn entry hazards. But that's not the only time Magic Bounce is useful. If you time it right, you could switch in your Magic Bouncer to a well-placed Stealth Rock or Toxic or Will-O-Wisp and completely 180 your battle if you're in trouble. Now bear in mind, like I said at the start of this video, Magic Bounce isn't perfect. Just like Disguise Pokemon with Mode Breaker, Turbo Blaze and Terra Volt will ignore it. And out of the 6 Pokemon that can get Magic Bounce, 3 of them are Mega Evolutions. But overall, it's pretty damn fantastic. And there you have it, those are 5 of the most useful abilities in Pokemon. Thanks a million to Corphish for joining me for this video.
The pleasure is all mine, North, and to our kind viewers, please head over to my channel to watch the other collab we did. Well, if you haven't already, the top 5 most useless Pokemon abilities.
Definitely go and check out that video. I'll leave a link to it down in the description and in the end card to this video as well. And make sure you subscribe to Corphish. He's an up-and-coming new PokeTuber and he is brilliant. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe and click the bell to see more videos from me. You can also stay up to date by following me on Twitter and joining the Some Northern Guy Discord server. I'll leave links to both of those down in the description as well. I will see you all in the next video, but until then, thanks very much for watching, keep training and have a good one. See you later.